going on, people? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make wavy beats for people like Future and Quavo. I've been doing a lot of Future beats recently, so if you want to see something a little different, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll sort it out. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys the sample, and then we're going to get into how I made it, and then we're going to add some drums. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is the sample. Okay, so the first sound we're using is in Analog Lab 5, and it's called Lovely Dulcitone, and it's a bell kind of, and that's playing this. Alright, so next up I've put it onto channel 1, and I've done a little bit of mixing to get a different sound completely. So to start off with, I added halftime. So on halftime I've got it on quarter step or quarter loop, and then I've got it on 2x mode, and everything else I just kept the same. And then I've got an EQ taking out the lows and the highs, because there was a lot of muffling sound on the high end and also just a lot of low unnecessary sounds. And last of all, I've added fresh air, which is meant for vocals, but quite a lot of the time I use it on my sounds to make them sound more bright. So I've just increased this to 23%, which makes it sound a lot more bright. And then with all of those, it sounds like this. So this next sound is one of my signature sounds now, and it's called Shepherd's Horn. Okay, so I've got the same pattern, except this sound slides up and down in notes, so it only plays one at a time. So it kind of just randomly plays different ones here, and I just thought it sounded cool, so I kept it. Then this sound sounded a bit complicated and high pitched, so I've just put halftime on it and kept everything how it is, and then it sounds like this. And then last of all, I've chopped it up and rearranged it, basically just these last two parts here, just to give it a bit more variation, and then it sounds like this. And then as for every beat, I have to have a bass, so I'm using this Moog bass from Omnisphere that plays this. And then for the last part to the melody, I'm using this By the Fire in Arcade, and I've just played out one simple part, which I will show you now. So that one's very simple, and to be honest, I could have definitely played that out myself, but I was just scrolling through Arcade and then I heard it and I thought it suited it well, so I kept it because there was nothing wrong with it. And then on this one, I've also got some reverb, and that is the only thing I've got on that. Alright, so that is the whole loop and how I made it, and as you can see, it is in 130 BPM, but I want it a lot faster just to give it a bit more bounce and energy to the beat, since this sounds a little bit boring, this tempo. So yeah, let's make a beat with it. Alright, so now I've made a beat with it, including drums, risers, filters, all of that kind of stuff, automation as well. So I'm just going to show you guys the drums real quick. Right, so for the hi-hats, I like to get it quite complicated but not too complicated, so I've just given it a few rolls, and then I like to do a lot of lower note hi-hats because that gives it a bit more of a dark feel, which is perfect for Future. And then I've just got this very basic 808 pattern. On the 808s, I've boosted it by 5%, and I've also got the EQ at 3%. I do this just because I don't use a kick on Future beats, because that tends to be how it is with a lot of these style of beats. And then on the mixing, all I've done is added a fruity soft clipper, which makes it hit harder. And then I've also hired with the EQ on the right, as you can see, just the high ends a little bit, just to give it a bit more of a sharp feel. And then I've got the clap just playing on the 3 and the 7, just like I would in every beat. And then you've got the hi-hats, which I just put on the offbeat, and then I put a few rolls every time, and then some going down at the end just to give it a bit more bounce, ready to go back into the next bar. And then I've got an open hi-hat on the beginning, because when you put these with a hard hitting 808, it just makes it sound a lot harder. And then I've got this open hi-hat near the end, which delays and fades out, which sounds really cool. Alright, so that is pretty much it for the full beat, and then I'm just going to show you guys what the whole thing sounds like. So let's show the beat. Alright, so that's how to make hard beats for people like Future and Quavo. So if you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and comment down below what kind of stuff you want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.